Texas Tech's Chancellor doesn't think students pursuing degrees in gender studies are a good fit as Red Raiders. This is Wednesday, January 14th, 2026.
Texas Scorecard presents the day's first news for the Lone Star State. The Texas Minute, with your host, Michael Quinn Sullivan.
We're already halfway through the week. Thanks for spending part of your Wednesday with the Texas Minute. The veteran who was wrongly arrested back in November after sharing a political meme is now suing the Hood County Sheriff and other local officials. More on that story coming up. Texas Tech Chancellor Brandon Creighton has a pretty good idea of the kind of personnel and students he hopes his institution will not be attracting. Specifically, Creighton said prospective students with an interest in gender studies would be a poor fit as Red Raiders. Creighton's comments follows a December policy memo he issued that prohibits advocacy of race or sex-based prejudice at any of the Texas Tech system institutions. Texas Supreme Court is set to hear the case of a detransitioner who is seeking more than $1 million in a medical malpractice claim. The plaintiff is Soren Eldaco, who, as a teenager, underwent a botched double mastectomy as part of a gender transition. Eldaco is now 22 years old and claims the June 2021 surgery was prompted by a counselor's recommendation letter that was full of false information about the girl's gender identity. Ms. Eldaco says she has since detransitioned, quote, medically and ideologically. The issue before the Supreme Court is whether Eldaco filed the lawsuit before the limitations deadline set by the Texas Medical Liability Act. As parents in Salina continue to call for transparency and accountability regarding a sex abuse scandal that rocked their community and its famed football program, trustees there have promised to release a redacted report from a third-party investigation into Coach Caleb Elliott's illicit locker room recordings of middle school boys. Trustees reviewed the investigative findings during a nearly 6-hour closed session at a special school board meeting earlier this week. Significantly, they took no action on personnel issues, leaving unresolved the fate of 2 top administrators placed on leave during the investigation. Elliott was arrested in the fall on both state and federal charges. He was allowed to resign in exchange for surrendering his teaching certificate and is being held in the Collin County Jail until his federal trial begins. 36 victims have been identified. Many of their families have already filed civil lawsuits in the matter. Many in the community have expressed frustration that no one in authority has been held accountable for enabling Elliott's abuse, and no policy changes have been implemented to protect students from future abusive situations. The Texas Minute will be right back.
What are the important things out there in Texas politics and Texas news that matter to you, and what can you do about it? That's what we want to bring you with the Luke Macias Show on a weekly basis for 20 to 30 minutes. That way you can get the information and go do something for the rest of your week. I look forward to coming to you every Wednesday.
A man who was arrested in Hood County over a political social media post has now sued the public officials there responsible, alleging multiple violations of federal law and his constitutional rights. Colton Crottinger is a veteran who was arrested in early November after posting a satirical political meme that took aim at the allies of Hood County Sheriff Roger Deeds. The arrest made national news, as did the dismissal of the charges a month later. Crottinger is now suing Sheriff Deeds and a former deputy, as well as the county itself and the county's district attorney, Ryan Sinclair. The lawsuit describes the arrest as a, quote, coordinated effort to silence a political critic. The political cronies in Hood County probably all thought it was fun and games to act like British police arresting a veteran over a social media post. None of them are laughing now. You can find details on all the stories mentioned today and keep up with the latest news by visiting TexasScorecard.com. This edition of the Texas Minute was based on the original reporting of Adam Kahn, Travis Morgan, Aaron Anderson, and Robert Montoya. The producer is Nick Shepard. I look forward to seeing you out around the Lone Star State. Now go make it a great day.